Here are some things I really do hate about this bike.
Shaking.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Let me rephrase that statement. I don't hate anything about this bike. So here are some things I dislike about this bike. Before I go any further, I want to announce a giveaway real quick. I'm going to be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card to one of my subscribers. So please do hit that subscribe button. I'll be giving away the $50 gift card as soon as I hit 2,000 subscribers. Right now I am about 1,250. So please do hit that subscribe button to enter into the giveaway. But let's continue on with the video. So the first thing I really do dislike about this bike is these handlebars. These stock handlebars are really narrow for my frame. I am 6'4.5", pretty wide in the shoulders. So I need, for my comfortable riding position, I need my handlebars to be wide. And these handlebars are just not wide enough. I mean, when I ride in the stock form, basically this is where I would grip, right? And now I'm like kind of pinching my chest. So if I feel like I'm flexing my chest at this point because it's just too narrow, too close. With these little big long bar ends, I can kind of widen my grip a little bit. Gives me about an inch this way, about an inch this way, so it widens the entire handlebar by 2 inches. It's a little bit more comfortable. I would prefer a little bit more width, so these stock handlebars are just not wide enough for me. Again, this can be easily fixed. Swap out the handlebars for some wider handlebars and the problem is solved. The second thing I dislike about this bike is the fueling. The way the fueling is done on this bike is that when you close your throttle, it completely cuts off the fuel, and when you open your throttle, it floods the fuel, right? So what that results in is very twitchy on and off throttle response. So it's not really smooth, it's not perfect. So that's really concerning if you're riding twisties, if you're riding aggressively, because when you're downshifting and going into a turn, it's just very, very twitchy and it can throw you off. So it can cause an accident, can cause you to go down. So keep that into consideration. This bike is not very smooth with on and off throttles, and it's not very smooth just shifting basically. But again, this problem is also fixable by getting an ECU flash and removing that cut in fuel. Number 3. So the third one is basically the stock seat. A couple of things about the stock seat that I don't like. The first one is that it's not very comfortable for a long ride. We've been riding today for about 2 hours now, and my butt started hurting about an hour into the ride. So it's not very comfortable for long rides. When you first kind of sit on it and kind of test the seat out with your thumb, it seems really soft, it seems comfortable, but that's actually not the case. After about an hour, it is not comfortable. It's brutal. The second thing about the seat is that it's kind of sloped down. It's kind of like this. It slopes down and then comes back up. And the front part of the seat, when it slopes up, it's really hard. There's no cushion there. So when it slopes down, every time you brake or every time you kind of downshift hard, it pushes you up to the front of the seat and bangs your special parts into the hard part of the seat, and it is not very comfortable. The cover that's on the seat is also very slippery. It's not very sticky, so it doesn't keep you in place. Every time you downshift or every time you brake hard, you basically slide into the tank or into the seat. Again, it's fixable. You can get an aftermarket seat that's a little comfortable, a little more flat and sticky, so you don't lose your special parts. Number 4. So number 4 for me is the overall height of the bike. I am fairly tall. I'm 6 feet and 4.5 inches tall, so, and it's mostly legs. I'm all legs, so I'm very tall for this bike. I do fit in to the bike for sure. I don't think I'm that tall that I don't fit the bike. I definitely do fit the bike, but the actual height of the seat to the ground is not very much. My legs are almost at 90 degrees, so it's definitely low to the ground, which is great if you're a short rider. But if you're any taller than me or my height, it's a little bit too short. So keep that in mind. The fifth thing for me are these front forks. They are extremely soft. They're not as soft as the FZ-09, but they are still pretty soft for my weight. I weigh about 215, 220 on a bad day. So they are extremely soft. If I brake hard or anything like that, the bike really sits down. They're just not good quality forks, right? I mean, it's a budget bike. I wouldn't expect anything more than that. But again, that is fixable. You can do a couple of things. You can completely get aftermarket forks and upgrade them that way, or you can also, I've seen some people do, is change the weight of the oil. The stock weight is 10, so if you change it to 15 or even 20, it will stiffen up the forks a little bit. So I am going to test that out. Stay tuned for that. So that's really the 5 things I dislike about this bike. Again, there isn't anything I really hate about this bike, and all the things, at least 4 of the things I mentioned, can be easily fixed. You can swap out the handlebars, you can swap out the seat, you can fix the weight of the oil. The height of the seat, on the other hand, you can't really change that much. I mean, you can try to add a little bit of cushion or get a taller seat, but it's not going to change it drastically, right? But if you're short, if you're not as tall as me, it's a perfect bike. It's definitely shorter, rider friendly. But for me, it's a little too short. But anyways, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, please do hit that subscribe button to enroll into my giveaway. I'll be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card to one of my subscribers once I hit 2,000 subscribers. So do hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, as always, do hit that like button. Share it with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them as quickly as I can.